I worked as a search and rescue ranger in the U.S. national parks for 15 years. I've seen bears, mountain lions, and every kind of natural danger you can imagine. But there are things the Department of the Interior tells us to never speak about. Things that don't fit into a police report. If you are planning to visit a national park this summer, listen closely. Because the wilderness doesn't belong to us. We are just guests, and some guests are never invited to leave. The staircases in the woods. The first thing they tell you in training is, if you see a staircase in the middle of the deep forest, do not go near it. You'll be miles away from the nearest trail, in a place where no house has ever stood, and you'll find a perfect set of stairs. Sometimes they are marble, sometimes wood, sometimes just stone. They look brand new, as if they were placed there yesterday. I once saw a rookie ranger climb one on a dare. As soon as he reached the top step, the forest went dead silent. No wind, no birds. He screamed, but no sound came out of his mouth. He jumped off and ran, and to this day, he refuses to talk about what he saw at the top. He says he felt a cold, heavy hand rest on his shoulder. We never found that staircase again. It was gone the next morning. The feral ones. People go missing in national parks every day. Most are found. But some disappear in seconds. I once tracked a young boy who vanished while his father was tying his shoe. We found the boy's camera 2 miles away, at the top of a vertical cliff no child could climb. The last photo on the camera was a blurry image of a man. But it wasn't a hiker. He was covered in thick, matted hair, with teeth filed into points and eyes that reflected light like a predator. There are communities living in the cave systems beneath our parks. They've been there for generations. They know the terrain better than we do, and they are always hungry. The government calls them feral humans, but we just call them the reason you should never hike after sunset. The search and rescue rule. There is a rule we have: if we find a missing person and they are acting strange, we don't bring them back to the main camp immediately. We wait for a special team. I once found a woman who had been missing for 3 weeks. She was sitting in a clearing, wearing clean clothes, and eating berries that are known to be poisonous. When I called her name, she turned around, and her face, it was like a mask that didn't fit. She told me she had been underneath with the tall people. She said they liked the way humans scream because it sounds like music to them. She started laughing, and as she did, her jaw unhinged further than any human jaw should. I backed away and called for backup. By the time they arrived, she had vanished into the brush, moving on all fours faster than a deer. Conclusion. The national parks are beautiful, but they are also a graveyard. There are spots in the woods where the GPS fails, where the compass spins, and where the air feels heavy with malice. If you find yourself in one of these spots, and you see a staircase, or hear a voice that sounds like a lost child, don't be a hero. Turn around. Walk back to your car. And whatever you do, don't look up into the trees. Because sometimes, the thing that's hunting you isn't an animal. It's the mountain itself. Subscribe for more secrets from the Ranger Files. And stay safe out there, if you can.